Before we reveal the top 2 classic cars that dominate searches and investments in the United States, let's start with number 3 on our list, a car that changed American automotive history forever, the 1965 Ford Mustang. When Ford introduced the Mustang in 1964 as a 1965 model, no one expected it to become one of the most searched, collected, and invested in classic cars of all time. Even today, the 1965 Mustang remains a symbol of freedom, power, and timeless design, which is exactly why collectors and investors continue to chase it. In terms of value, entry-level 1965 Mustangs with inline-6 engines typically start around $25,000 to $35,000 in decent condition, while clean V8 models easily range between $45,000 and $70,000. Fully restored or original condition fastbacks can cross $90,000, and rare variants go even higher. What makes the 1965 Mustang such a strong investment is its massive demand and endless supply of parts, which keeps restoration costs manageable compared to many other classics. Over the last decade, well-maintained examples have shown steady appreciation, especially fastbacks and V8-powered models, making them safer long-term investments rather than quick-flip cars. Another key reason this Mustang performs well in the market is its global recognition. Buyers are not limited to the US only, as collectors from Europe and Asia actively search for them. Insurance companies like Agar consistently rank the 1965 Mustang among the most insured classic cars in America, proving how active and liquid this market really is. While it may not be the rarest classic car out there, its combination of affordability, emotional value, and historical importance makes it one of the smartest entry points into classic car investing. That's exactly why the 1965 Ford Mustang earns the number 3 spot on our list, a car that may not be the most expensive, but one that continues to deliver strong value, strong demand, and strong returns year after year. Now it's time to reveal the undisputed king of classic car searches, value, and long-term investment in the United States, number 1 on our list, the legendary Chevrolet Corvette. Since its debut in the 1950s, the Corvette has represented America's ultimate sports car, but it was the classic generations, especially the C2 Stingray from 1963 to 1967 and the early C3 models, that cemented its dominance in the collector world. Today, classic Corvettes consistently attract the highest search volume, the strongest auction results, and the most serious investors. Entry-level classic Corvettes in driver condition typically start around $45,000 to $60,000, but well-preserved C2 models often range from $90,000 to well over $150,000, with rare split-window 1963 Stingrays reaching several $100,000. What truly separates the Corvette from other classic cars is its balance of performance, prestige, and proven appreciation. Over the past decade, top-tier Corvettes have shown some of the most stable and impressive value growth in the American classic car market, driven by limited production numbers and unmatched historical significance. Collectors view classic Corvettes not just as cars, but as rolling assets, and demand remains global, with buyers from Europe, the Middle East, and Asia actively competing at U.S. auctions. Unlike many muscle cars, the Corvette also benefits from factory documentation, strong registry support, and a highly educated collector base, which increases buyer confidence and protects long-term value. Insurance and auction data consistently place classic Corvettes at the top of the market, reinforcing their status as blue-chip investments in the automotive world. This is exactly why the Chevrolet Corvette claims the number 1 spot, not just as the most searched classic car in America, but as the ultimate combination of heritage, desirability, and investment power. Before we reveal the number 1 classic car that dominates searches, auctions, and investments across the United States, let's move to number 2 on our list, the legendary 1967 Chevrolet Camaro. Introduced as Chevrolet's direct answer to the Mustang, the 1967 Camaro instantly became a symbol of aggressive design, raw power, and American muscle dominance. From the very beginning, this car was built for performance, and that reputation is exactly why it remains one of the most searched classic cars in the US today. When it comes to market value, standard 1967 Camaro models in good condition typically start around $30,000 to $40,000, while clean V8 versions, especially SS trims, often range between $55,000 and $85,000. High-quality restorations and original matching numbers cars can easily exceed $100,000, particularly rare engine and factory option combinations. As an investment, the 1967 Camaro has proven to be stronger and more aggressive in appreciation compared to many other classic muscle cars, mainly due to its racing heritage and limited first-generation production. Collectors strongly favor early Camaros because they represent the purest form of the model, and demand continues to rise as clean examples become harder to find. Unlike many classics, the Camaro also benefits from excellent aftermarket and parts availability, allowing investors to restore cars without extreme costs while still achieving premium resale value. Auction results over the past decade show consistent upward trends, especially for SS and performance-oriented models, making the 1967 Camaro a favorite among serious collectors rather than casual buyers. The emotional pull of this car, combined with its unmistakable styling and performance history, keeps it firmly in the spotlight of the classic car market. That is exactly why the 1967 Chevrolet Camaro secures the number 2 position on our list, a muscle car that delivers power, prestige, and proven investment strength with every passing year.